What if I told you Spider-Man, the bright, quippy hero we all grew up with, has lived some of the darkest, most disturbing stories of all comics? It's like the writers hate him. Stories of death, betrayal, sacrifice, and despair that don't just test Peter Parker's strengths, but they break him to the core. Today we are counting down top 10 dark Spider-Man stories that will change your mind about the wall crawler forever. Number 10, Spider-Man Reign. Imagine an old Peter Parker living in a dystopian New York, long after the Age of Heroes has ended. Mary Jane is dead, and here is the shocking twist. She didn't just die from a villain's bullet or an accident. She died from Peter himself. Years of exposure to his radioactive body poisoned her. Peter is haunted, guilt-ridden, and living in isolation. Imagine like killing your own love. That's just crazy. But when a fascist regime takes over the city, he's forced out of retirement, dragging his frail body into the Spider-Man suit one last time. This isn't the cheerful Spider-Man we know. It's a chilling look at what happens when time, guilt, and tragedy crushes a hero. Number 9, The Other, Evolve or Die. In this arc, Spider-Man faces one of his most bizarre and horrifying transformations after being bitten with an inch of his life by the villain, Mulan. Peter literally dies. His body is laid to rest. But then something grotesque happens. He's reborn in a cocoon, emerging with new powers, new instincts, and a darker connection to the spider that bit him. It's a body horror nightmare, death, rebirth, and the question is Peter even the same man anymore? Number 9, the death of Jean DeWolff. Jean DeWolff was a trusted police captain and one of the Spider-Man's allies. Out of nowhere, she's brutally murdered by a killer called the Sin Eater. Peter is consumed with rage. This story isn't about aliens or supervillains. It's about street-level violence, about a Spider-Man chasing down a human monster. The grief, the anger, the morality of justice versus vengeance. This arc strips away the hero shine and reminds us how fragile Peter Wolf can be. Number 7, Shed. If you thought the lizard was just a tragic, misunderstood scientist, think again. In Shed, Kurt Connors completely loses control to the monster inside him. The result is a disturbing, bloody rampage where Connors fully becomes the lizard, devouring those closest to him. This isn't just a villain story, it's body horror at its worst, and Peter is left helpless, unable to save the man he once called a friend. Number 6, the night Gwen Stacy dies. We all know this story. This is a story that changed comics forever. Green Goblin kidnaps Gwen Stacy, Peter's great love, and throws her off a bridge. Spider-Man's web snaps her fall, but also snaps her neck. In one moment, Peter learns that not even his greatest power can save the people he loves. This wasn't just a death, it was the death of innocence, the end of the Silver Age of optimism, and the start of Spider Man's eternal guilt. Number 5, Clone Saga, The Night Stacy Lived. If Gwen Stacy's death broke Peter once, the Clone Saga twisted the knife. Years later, Gwen reappeared, or at least a perfect clone of her does. For Peter, this is emotional torture. He is forced to relieve his grief, to question what's real and what's not. The Clone Saga is infamous for being messy, but at its core, it's about one of the darkest psychological games Peter ever been trapped in. Number 4, Superior Spider-Man. What happens when a Spider-Man dies, but his body keeps swinging across New York? In this arc, Dr. Octopus swaps mind with Peter Parker. Peter dies in Otto's failing body while Otto becomes Spider-Man. What's wild is that Doc Ock actually tries to be a hero, but in his own brutal, authoritarian way. The world sees Spider-Man becoming harsher, deadlier, even scarier. And Peter, he's trapped screaming inside his own memories, helpless to stop it. Number 3, One More Day. This is one of the most hated and one of the most unforgettable Spider-Man stories ever written. Aunt May is dying, shot during fallout of Civil War. Desperate, Peter makes a deal with Mephisto, Marvel's version of the devil. The price is his entire marriage to Mary Jane, their love, their history, their life together erased from existence. In one moment, decades of Spider Man's story vanish. Fans were furious. Peter was broken, and the story remains one of the darkest sacrifices in comic book history. Number 2, Kraven's Last Hunt. This one is pure psychology horror. Kraven, the hunter, finally defeats Spider Man and buries him alive. For weeks, Peter is trapped underground, fighting to survive in the dark. Meanwhile, Kraven dons the Spider-Man costume, determined to prove he can be the better Spider-Man imagery, the madness, the sense of helplessness. This is the Spider-Man at his lowest, clawing his way back to life. It's considered one of the greatest yet most haunting Spider-Man stories ever told. And we made it number 1, Back in Black. After Aunt May is shot, Peter snaps. He sheds the red and blue costume, returning to the black suit. And what follows is a rampage. This isn't quippy Spider-Man anymore. This is Peter Parker, fueled by rage, hunting down the man responsible with terrifying intensity. The man responsible is Kingpin, and when Peter Parker is done, there is nothing left of him. It's brutal, it's raw, and it shows us just how dark Spider-Man can become when you push him too far. These stories aren't the Spider-Man you can see in Saturday morning cartoons or light-hearted MCU cameos. These are the tales of pain, sacrifice, and despair that reveal the true heart of Peter Parker, a man constantly pulled between his humanity and his responsibility. So, which one of these stories shocked you the most? And if you thought this was dark, wait until you see what happens to Galactus in Marvel history. Click right here for my video on every time Galactus was defeated. Thank you so much for watching. This is Ellie from Hey Jet Set, and I'll see you in the next one.